Hey, what's up guys? Crypto Funny here. Welcome to this amazing analysis video. Yesterday I did post on Instagram a reels talking about the bull flag that we're possibly in that can lead us to all-time highs. I did also mention a little price action short term that was pointing to an upside bounce on the very short term price of Bitcoin, but that did not happen. I'll cover on this video why it's playing out like this and what is my current outlook for this Bitcoin correction. So let's get straight into it. You see that I already have some markups on my chart. That means that I have an analysis that I want to show you right now. It says this is a technical analysis. Many people don't value the charts as much as they should, because therefore the population, everyone, human behavior is predictable, and they repeat themselves in these patterns that are very predictable and high probability sometimes. Like we did see right here, an ending diagonal chart formation, which ended up playing out like very nicely. A lot of people took this opportunity to the downside, and a lot of people got left out. This was when the chart pattern finally broke down, and a lot of people got trapped. A lot of people are wrong most of the time, so we got to look from a different side of the equation and try to be on the right side as most don't, and as most don't. We need to be super cautious with the analysis that we are having right now, because this is going to have an absolutely huge impact on our future returns. Cryptocurrency is a major market that's upcoming and revolutionizing the money, but we got to step back and look at trading as a professional with a calculated risk, and a proper mindset to not go overboard and risk more than you can afford to. So let's dive straight into the charts after that little pitch. We are still in a downtrend on the higher time frames because we haven't yet made a higher high compared to previous. We're just printing a lower high compared to previous, which can produce a lower low compared to previous. But let's step back a little bit and be mindful that the levels that we're trading at are the same levels that we were trading back in 2021's beginning. The January price action where Elon Musk bought Bitcoin with Tesla, and a lot of other crazy stuff was going on the market. So let's step back that way and see what are the important levels from that correction that was around 31% from top to bottom, which shook out a lot of bears and bulls on the way. So right now we're still in between the weekly level, which is coming at $42,000, which was tapped on the correction, on the bounce that we had around 50%. That's why I'm taking this as an impulse and thinking this is a bull flag, okay? That's my number one thesis right now, for this to be a bull flag and then to see a continuation, a retest, and then a continuation to the upside. That's my number one hypothesis right now for the price of Bitcoin, as this confirmation is actually executed and bulls hold the price. But this is the 42,000 level, which did in fact come and serve as resistance right here, not closing a daily candle above, then causing the further correction, which we're still trying to recover from. Repairing that damage done from this ultimate sell-off that caused many retail traders to go off board and lose a lot of Bitcoin and actual money from their accounts and leverage positions. They're completely wiped out, longs on every altcoin. And we are seeing this level right here serving as a support, a previous monthly level that has been respected right here, doing some type of swing failure pattern. This is the BitMEX chart. So on other exchanges, the price didn't even come this far. This is just because, leverage exchanges such as Binance Futures, BitMEX used to be the biggest exchange as well. Did you have on these volatile moves higher volatility expected, such as we saw right here? But right now, what is going on? We gotta figure out, okay? So if we look from this level right here, we're still in between a range that is no man's land. Just like we were right here, we weren't in a bear trend, but this low right here was forming a lower high from this one. So this was kind of the pattern that was forming. But what is the pattern that is forming right now? Well, if we connected these lows right here, that's definitely not a pattern. It's already been broken. So I figured out that we might be in a bull flag because, first of all, just like this one, we thought we were a symmetrical triangle or whatever, a pennant continuation pattern, but we were actually in a bull flag as well, just like we are right now, forming a descending trend line and a support as a descending trend line as well, forming that pattern formation that we usually see a breakout to the upside. And that's where I see the next all-time high, the last all-time high being broken in the upcoming days, weeks, or months. Days, that's way too close, right, guys? Let's be honest, okay? Frankly, this right here is possible right now because we are trying to break out from this flag right now, and we're going for that confirmation. If we just wake up here, grab some liquidity, we can then form that first impulse upwards. Usually price movements happen off really important levels, like this one right here. This was a previous monthly level that got respected, as we had it already here on the chart, a monthly level. If we go up to the monthly chart right here, you see where this monthly level comes from. It is the opening of 2021, the first price on the January 1st midnight, New Year's Eve. So it's a very significant level. Let's now go up to the weekly chart. We were previously on the daily, and see that this candlestick that we just printed last week is a bullish candle. Why? Because it has a very significant wick on its downside, and on the upside it's closed all the way up there, which is above previous resistances, and that's what caused the line chart tops and bottoms, the open and closes. That's the only thing that matters on the line chart. We are expecting the line chart to make a higher high compared to the previous, which was 38,800. 39,000 actually is where the price closed. So if we go beyond and close above that, that will come as a daily pivot and also a weekly pivot, a very small one, bullish pivot that will actually make price look like this. It will look like in the daily a very significant price movement that we already have, but it will have that continuation which is expected on a trend. So now let's dive really into the nitty gritty and go down to the 4-hour, which is the price action that we look at for entries. Right here we are on the 4-hourly. We can even adjust this trend line to be just as is, to have a tap going on right now on the trend line, grabbing all these swing highs right here, all of these, all of these, all of these, all of these, and this recent one right here. And this candle was such an impulsive one that the conviction right now is for the bulls to hold this price action right here. This is vital for price to make that upswing that everyone wants to see, and see the portfolio regain some of the losses that they have been seeing the past month. Let's see what actually is going on here. Let's zoom in a little bit more and look at the PA going on here. We just closed a 4-hourly candle just above that trend line, and let's throw in a Fibonacci retracement, which is vital to hold the golden level, which is the 61.8, is broken as of right now. Therefore we must hold 78.6 as a last resource. If we lose the 78.6, this fib is invalidated on the 4-hourly close below that level, and then we can just delete this and expect the last low to be challenged. and with the descending trend line being broken, that would be a terrible sign for Bitcoin short-term price action. That's the read I have on the 4-hour chart right now. If we do look at the weekly chart as well, let's zoom back a little bit and see the bigger picture. We are having a test of a significant trend line right here. This is pretty obvious to many people, but this is very important. You gotta even make it thick, make it brighter, do as a line, and as you can see, we're just above it on the weekly time frame, trading below it right now, but the weekly time frame, we're just, the closure is just above it. We are hanging tight. We need to see this weekly low right here being respected and not close below this trend line. That would be a terrible sign. Another terrible sign that I want to note is the daily death cross, which is about to take place actually in probably this weekend. A couple of days this will happen, right? This death cross, this is such a bearish sentiment technical indicator for the price. Even though price makes higher highs, we'll see that two moving averages that are very significant for price support just being completely wiped out as a support will be as a resistance. Instead of being a golden cross, which we had back in the after that 10K explosion, we did see right here the golden cross coming in and holding at support. We are not seeing that right now. We're actually seeing a death cross. The last one we had was around this period, that October 2019. It's about 2 years we haven't seen a death cross in Bitcoin. Actually, this one right here was a fake one. There is a possibility we see a fake one coming in like this one, where price overextended, just like we saw in the Corona crisis and the liquidity crisis. But this is actually similar, right? The magnitude of this drop, seeing a little bit of pullback like we saw right here, and then seeing the real drop just like we saw here. I mean, there's a possibility this is a fake one, but it is not a good sign at all, especially if we don't hold the descending trend line as support and the upwards trend line on the higher time frames. Those are the main things I wanted to note for this episode. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment below with any questions that you might have on for us. I'll see you guys on the next one. Hope you enjoyed.